Hey guys, this is going to be my next episode of the Dota Diary, and today's topic is going to be talking about what I call Dota shame. This is a problem that I've faced throughout most of my time playing Dota, and I feel like a large portion of the Dota community struggles with, and today I really want to open up and try to talk to you guys about my experiences and hopefully a way that can help you with realizations that I've had recently.
Banana slam jam.
So I think there's a little bit of a background story that's needed for you guys. Just to be open and blunt, I started playing Dota about 10 years ago, and it was back when I was in college. And I didn't play Dota because I was depressed, but I started looking for an outlet because I was depressed. I was not having very good grades in college. I had always been a pretty successful athlete, and I was kind of falling short. So I was kind of suffering from always being a perfectionist, and basically I was shameful. I was ashamed of my failure, and I used Dota as my outlet. And initially it was like a regular amount of Dota, right? But then eventually Dota was just such a perfect escape, right? Dota's just so good for that because you're just so focused on the game, you forget about everything else, that I started playing like 10 hours a day, you know? And it wasn't the cause of my problems, but it definitely made my problems worse. And the reason why I'm talking to you about this in this video is because I've noticed with a lot of my Dota Diary videos and talking more about the mindset of Dota that a lot of my viewers, a lot of my YouTube following, people that play Dota, you guys are just miserable. A lot of you. I'm right there with you for the majority of my Dota career. Have you guys ever found yourself, this is a good question, have you guys ever found yourself being asked about what you do with a lot of your time, your interests, and you talk about Dota, and then you feel the need to give a disclaimer that there's a huge prize pool, there's like a huge community, you know? You basically feel the need to like justify that you play Dota. I feel like that's something that I always had, that I truly never realized how much it's proliferated throughout the entire community. But I myself did that all the time, especially since Dota was like a job for me. I feel like most people my age, or approximately close to it, I'm about 30 by the way, yikes. We grew up in a culture where it was still shameful to play games. For a long period of my life, you kind of had to like hide that you were a gamer. You know, it feels like a lot of people became gamers, and then at least in my experience, it took kind of years for us to all realize, wait a minute, you're a gamer too? You're a gamer too? Let's all game. And I feel like a lot of us, myself included, still have these like lingering, I don't even know what to call it, insecurities, effects of this shameful Dota 2 culture that was surrounding gaming as a whole. I've noticed that the comments I hear from people, that it seems to be a massive problem still. I think a large reason why I've gained MMR in the last 4 months, I've talked about my gains a lot, is also the fact that I've become much more confident. My conviction towards Dota, my love of Dota, my passion for Dota has grown, and it's become something that I understand better. My own passion for the game. Because at the end of the day, guys, if you play Dota, I think most of us can agree, myself for sure, is that it's the best game we've ever played. Dota is just nonstop adrenaline rush. It is just an amazing game. I think Dota is really what going to the gym is for your mind. Like, I feel like that analogy for me has been that just, it is a never-ending puzzle that constantly pushes you to think, constantly engages your brain. And I've talked about a lot that there's like a lot of things that cross over between real life and Dota. I still believe that. I feel like the last 4 months for me have been, I almost want to say like revolutionary for myself. Because I feel like my knowledge of Dota hasn't really improved that much, but my ability to see clearly in a Dota game has drastically changed. And I think a lot of it has been slowly but surely peeling away these insecurities, these doubts in myself, and literally the fact that I'm playing Dota. So the reason why I think it's such a good time to talk about this is because I recently had a girl sign up for coaching, and she is 6,300 MMR support. And we did a normal coaching session the first month, and then she came back the next month saying, you know, I feel like I don't need a Dota coaching session. She basically asked me to be her Dota life coach, you know, because she's like, I'm an adult, I have a normal job, I have friends, I have things I gotta do, like a lot of us. I still want Dota to be a part of my life. And her and I both kind of shared the sentiment about this Dota shame and how it felt weird to like justify to your friends and family and whatever that girlfriends, you know, for a lot of those guys out there, that we play Dota. I feel like what happens is if you don't think carefully about when you play Dota, why you play Dota, I feel like Dota becomes intermingled with your entire life. I feel like what happens to me is that when I'm playing Dota, I'm not as into the game itself and I get more frustrated. And then when I'm outside of Dota, I crave Dota more. I feel like that's a lot of what a lot of other people share. I feel like there's like this wishy-washiness between Dota. And she realized that. And I was like pretty amazed by that, honestly, because that's something that I've like taken a really long time to realize. I've started working on my own time management and my schedule in regards to Dota. And while that may seem like, yeah, it's your job, BSJ, the fact is a lot of us love Dota, investing time in Dota, but I think so many of us wrestle with this guilt that you are playing Dota, and that's how you're choosing to spend your time. And I just want to reemphasize, guys, Dota is the best game ever created. Like, it really is. I firmly believe that. I'm not just saying that because it's my living. I was only able to be so passionate about this game because I love it so much. I encourage you guys, when you hear this, if your initial thought is like, man, if that's really how I have to think about Dota, it's probably not the game for you, you know? But for those of you out there that can sympathize here and you feel like I'm almost speaking from you, I really encourage you to work on separating Dota from life in terms of time management and priorities, and not being ashamed that you play Dota, being proud that you love the game, because it is something to be proud of, in my opinion. So what has happened with her is we had this coaching session that turned into somewhat of a live coaching or a life coaching session, was that we decided to give her a regimen, you know? This is how much you're going to play Dota. You're going to fit this into your week. You know, you're going to separate this from your job. And she already mentioned after a week of doing this that she feels way happier playing Dota. And she feels less distracted in her real life. She's already noticed results after a week. So what we actually have started doing is, rather than doing like a normal 90-minute coaching session with her that you guys see all the time on my stream, is that we're doing one 20-minute session or so, 20, 30 minutes, every Wednesday. That adds up to, you know, about the normal coaching session. I think it's priceless information for you guys. I firmly believe it. I'm like so happy to be coaching her and having this opportunity. I think it's uncharted territory in esports, in Twitch. I'm telling you, I'm so excited about it. And I highly encourage you guys, every Wednesday at 2:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central European time, I do a 30-minute or so session with her where we're just talking about her growth as incorporating Dota in her life in a meaningful way. Because she's one of those players that's really high MMR but doesn't do Dota as a job. So she really is like a perfect test subject to show you guys that Dota can be a big part of your life. It's something that you can truly enjoy, and it can be integrated into your life rather than being this little thing in the dark corner of your closet. You know, I feel like that's how so many of us think about the game. And I feel like I've been highly motivated myself to create a much healthier relationship with the game. It actually has just made the game so much better for me. I know it's like literally proof in my MMR. I'm not happier about the game because I'm gaining MMR. I'm gaining MMR because I'm happier about the game. I promise you guys that. It's a crazy process to go through. It's incredibly rewarding, and it benefits you not in only Dota, but in real life as well. I hope you guys follow along. This is kind of like almost like a public service announcement of a Dota diary. There will probably be future content based on this. I'm just not really sure where that's going to go, but I'm really proud of the fact that my channel has turned into a bit of this, the mental aspect of Dota and teaching you guys how to think in a way that's clear and healthy, really. But that's it for today's Dota Diary. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely tune in if it's something that interests you and this is a problem that you struggle with. Until next time, I'll see you guys around. Like, comment, subscribe, normal YouTube stuff to keep the algorithm going. Really just want you guys to follow along with me on my journey, not a cult. Bye.